So basically, what this government has done, insofar as reforms are concerned in the economic sector, which we think are critical, include strengthening domestic revenue through domestic revenue mobilization by expanding the tax base and enforcing compliance. And we've seen the difference. The GRE revenue now has gone up by 168%, I think. We also prioritize what they call concessional loaning. We are not going more now for these normal high street loans anymore with high interest rates. We go for concessional loans, borrowing. That's what we are doing, concessional borrowing with very low interest rates. But also, we are improving public investment, and that is efficiency. We manage through monetary policy our currency and exchange rate risks. But also, we limit non-productive borrowing. What does that mean? We borrow, yes. Concessional, yes. But we invest it in the foundations of development. What are those? Infrastructure, infrastructure, infrastructure. Health infrastructure, energy infrastructure, road infrastructure, digital infrastructure. The list goes on and on. No country can develop without that. There's a popular economist called John Maynard Keynes. He came up with a very interesting theory that if at any time a country is experiencing low growth and stagnation and low employment rates or high unemployment rates, they need to do two things. One is fiscal policy, two is monetary policy. On the fiscal side, see, the government must pump money into the economy. And he said how? By investing in by building roads, bridges, and housing. Because if you invest in infrastructure, you create jobs. When you create jobs, people earn money. When people earn money, people spend. When people spend, shops sell. When shops sell, factories produce. And that's a virtuous cycle of economic progressiveness. But also monetary policy as well in terms of dealing with the interest rates. So these are interesting times. But let me just conclude, Peter, if you may permit me.
Sure.
By just answering one of SFR's most fundamental questions. What are we doing for the Gambian people? And what do we intend to do for the Gambian people? I'll give you the statistics. When we speak as a government, we give data. People can come and debunk that data. Let's start with the economy. Year-on-year inflation has decreased by 3.6%. What does that mean? Year-on-year means that if we were in December, and inflation was at a particular point last year, this year, December, it has gone down by 3.6%. In September 2025, our inflation rate was 7.6%. And in September 2024, it was 10%. Now, our economy is estimated to grow to 6% in 2025, up from 5.3% in 2024. That is a huge economic development. Let's look at electricity, for example. From 1956 to 2016, that's how many years? 60 years. The total numbers of meters connected in this country, countrywide, is 195,244. But from 2017 to 2025, within a span of only 8 years, we've connected 203,346 meters countrywide. I don't know if I should repeat that or you understand.
Well,
from 56.
If you want to repeat.
From 56 to 2016.
Loud and clear, yes.
Total number of meters in 60 years is 195. Within 8 years, we connected 203,000. 75% of the country are connected to electricity. And the government has invested $800 million in subsidy to electricity in 2025 alone. And by the end of 2025, the country will be 90% connected to the grid. The whole country. Let's look at roads. From 56 to 2016, they were only able to build 855 kilometers of new roads, including rural, feeder, and urban roads. This is 36% of current road network. But imagine when President Barrow came to power in 2017 to 2025, he built 1,201 kilometers of new constructed roads. That is different from the refurbishments and the concrete. This is just tarred road. This has almost doubled the length of the road network in 8 years. 64% of current network is tarred. Now let's move on to 2025 plus. And the government is active. We are not even done with roads yet. We are actively rolling out plans for an additional 550 kilometers of new roads in 2025. Let's move on to briefly youth and women. Employment creation through bilateral diplomacy. We've invested $250 million on youth interventions through very many different programs, through NEDI and all that. We've also invested 95 million plus. These are disbursed to women to date since Barrow came to power. Is part of the Women Enterprise Fund for young women businesses to expand their business, but also to start new. $95 million is plus. When it comes to electricity, when it comes to education, we've solar powered 162 schools with solar. And 48 schools have NAWEC extension meters now in their schools. We have built new schools, 424 new schools we have constructed from 2017 to date. We have built 104 computer labs from 2017 to date. We have built 6,010 toilets, school toilets from 2017 to date. We have built 204 kitchens from 2017 to date for schools. 32 science and technical labs for schools constructed 2017 to date. And 1,928 staff quarters constructed from 2017 to date. When it comes to classrooms built from 1965 to 2016 was 11,000 classrooms for 60 years. Under Barrow's 8 years, he has built 6,440 classrooms. 211 classrooms are built per year from 65 to 16. We are building 805 classrooms per year from 2017 to date. Let's go to water. We have expanded access to water across the country. 68 communities in 2025 alone have been given access to water, with 56,320 beneficiaries. And finally, let's look at agriculture. We buy fertilizer at $2,950 at the market price and sell it to farmers at $1,100. Government subsidizing $1,800 that farmers save. For the groundnuts, we buy their peanuts at $38,000 per ton and sell it at the world market at $20,000, giving farmers extra $18,000 in their pocket that the government has to pay for. But most importantly, the government has procured 189 tractors for farmers, even though only 60 is distributed so far, but 189 are procured. And finally, let's go to health. As of 2016, there were only 60 ambulances across the country nationwide. But now we have 170 ambulances across the country, from 60 to 170.
All roadworthy?
Of course, all running. When it comes to the postgraduate medical training program, we have 81 registrars, 30 senior registrars, and 111 residents. We have built 6 health posts are under construction right now. We've built 5 new health posts are completed. 13 health facilities are under construction renovation, and 15 new renovated health facilities are completed. Now, the icing on the cake for the healthcare sector is the 1,500 bed hospital at Farado to become one of the biggest, mostly equipped healthcare facility in the sub-region. This is what SFR should be talking about.
Dr. Ceesay, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services with us this morning, answering to Esam Baifal, who was on the program 24 hours earlier, but also here to tackle other issues. But just to finish off on Esafal, he challenged the government, he dared the government to conduct a forensic audit of NAWEC, because he says when that happens, that's when you will really, know about the wastefulness of this government.
But NAWEC has been audited.
Forensic audit of NAWEC?
I'm not sure if it's forensic. I know that there was an audit on NAWEC. I was an auditor. Now that is why NAWEC has suspended 3 staff.
Oh, okay. We have.
Yeah,
We don't,
NAWEC has suspended.
we don't know about that. We don't know about that
In
audit.
fact, they've been even indicted, those staff.
We don't know about that audit
Yes,
yet.
I think NAWEC has been audited. Someone can correct me, but I remember that one of the institutions that we said.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. But I think NAWEC has been under. Like I said, Peter, this government is the most transparent government since Gambia was created, and the president has said it once that in this government there are no sacred cows. There are no sacred institutions. That is why the president has empowered and strengthened the National Audit Office to independently and without any influence from outside do their job and make sure that all institutions are audited. If IEC can be audited, one of the most independent institutions in this country, GIA and all this can be audited. If NAWEC is not audited yet, I'm not sure. Someone can correct, but I remember they were audited. If they are not,
I had your phone ping. Maybe somebody is
it's possible. Yes.
Maybe somebody is trying to give you the information.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes. Honorable CD Keita is listening.
The finance minister.
He said yes, NAWEC has been audited. So I'm correct.
You see,
the finance minister said yes, NAWEC has been audited. So you see, it shows how Ceesay is not even in touch with what's happening in this country. If an opposition leader who wants to be in government cannot know which institutions are audited, then there's a problem. Then he doesn't care. All he cares about is how to get to State House and start in Mumbai. Because he thinks, he doesn't know. If he comes, he'll know there's no Mumbai in State House. There's only walk. He thinks, his perception, and people like Ceesay and his ilk who now think that they want to go to State House, there's a perception that there's a high premium in political power. But this is a false perception. Insofar as we are concerned as a government, we work 24 hours around the clock. Because you know why?
No.
The president has told me personally that
he sat you down.
Yes.
How does he call you?
Doctor.
So he said, Doctor Nasi.
Yes.
What do you speak?
We speak Mandinka.
Informally when you.
And he told me his vision and his desire is 2 things. He said, I want to make sure that my legacy that I'm going to leave, that every Gambian lives in dignity and a dignified life. That is why he's bringing electricity to communities that had never electricity before. He said, I want every Gambian to fulfill their right potentials. That is the foundation and build. That is why we are investing in infrastructure. That is the foundation for development. These are the 2 things. For every Gambian, whether you are a market woman or a teacher or a nurse or a millionaire, whether you are born in Sankandi or born in Bijilo or born in Wasu, that you have a dignified life. You live a dignified life, but also you fulfill your potential. And his vision is that if a child born in Bijilo can go on to become a pilot, a child born in Bulibanna can also go on to become an engineer. That is why he's built brand new schools in those villages. So those children are not deprived from having access to the quality education needed to succeed in life. And that is the president's vision, and that is what we are working, and we are focused, and nobody can distract us.
And that's why he's seeking a 3rd term, and he was in Sukuta.
And the 3rd term, I think every Gambian that understands what is happening must support the 3rd term, because what Gambia needs what Gambia needs now is continuity. What Gambia needs now is stability. What Gambia needs now is to put the country at a pedestal where anybody who comes after the president, his job or her job will be easy. That is what Gambia needs. And only President Barrow and his government can bring that continuity and that stability. We cannot be sleepwalking into the unknown. It's dangerous for any country. We've seen countries have done it, they've regretted it now. I don't have to go far. Countries,
give an example.
No, I don't want to give an example. But what I'm telling you is that look around you in the sub-region and see countries that have done it and they've regretted it today.
Senegal is not regretting, is it?
In fact,
Senegal is not regretting.
Go on social media. I don't want to focus. Just go to that.
Are
Go on social
regretting?
media. I don't know. What I'm saying is that go on social media. What I'm telling you
what
is
will I find on social
things are
media?
It's visible. What I'm saying is that, what I'm telling you is that all countries that have sleepwalked into changing a serious government that has provided stability and should provide continuity have regretted, because they were deceived by people who have no clue, no idea how to run a government. All they want is to get the political power. And let's be careful. I'm warning government to be careful of compulsive liars who can come and lie to you to think that when they come to power, they'll bring the sun down. They'll bring even on our task milk. They have no idea. And we don't want to regret. We cannot sleepwalk into that. What we need now in this country is stability after a very difficult period. And that is what the president is giving us.
Yeah. I started mentioning the third term because I was building up to the weekend rally in Sukuta, where some very strong sentiments were expressed. You just now mentioned compulsive lies and all of that. There's been this massive fallout, after the Sukuta rally. Why was it necessary to make certain statements? You've been accused, for instance, of simply, making discriminatory remarks about people with mental illness.
No, that's false.
So what was that comment about, the
if you understand Mandinka, I said, Esa la moyal manfuta. That is not mental illness. That is dafa ñoradi. It's a different thing between someone who's ñoradi, ku ñorut, ak ku dof. Ku dof dafa ataga tok sagom. Kuku dafa febar.
Ku ñoradi nak?
Ku ñoradi moy mutut. Dafa ñorut.
Waaw, xam nga moom tegu ko boppam.
Déedéet no, because xam nga loolu noonu educational experience ak try to bëgg a nekk loo doonut. Pretentiousness la.
Waaw, xam nga ñoradi is natural in people.
No, am na ñoo they are not naturally ñoradi. They are ñoradi is manufactured. ñoom
ñoo teg seen boppa ñoradi.
Waaw.
Ah.
They are ñoradi is manufactured. It's not natural. It's not a natural disposition. ñoom ñoo ko teg ñoom ñoo bëgg a ñoradi ñoo ñuy waxee di wax loo xam ne amut di xam nga def manière yoo xam ne dafa àndut nit koo xam ne dafa ñor. So there is a difference between mental health du ma mën a saaga ku dof àndut a saagom kooku dafa feebar.
There's been a lot of criticism of the entire
unwarranted criticism.
Exactly. I was going to ask you your view and what's your assessment of the whole.
It was one of the best rallies that the president has organized. In fact, the crowd was so huge that president at some point advanced Model Ward back to State House.
A lot of people are saying they were busting from all over the country.
No, it's only Combo. Believe me, I was in the thick of things. I was mobilizing.
So they were busting from other parts of Combo?
Mostly from Combo.
Okay.
In fact, almost all of them are from Combo. Me, soon is one from the country with MPP supporting Passé Sierra. Duñ doon xëj su côté yëpp sax surtout si fil bi. So what I'm trying to tell you is that bu président bi ñëwee mënut a romba mënut am fu mu taxaw fu mu war a toog yëpp nit la woon. And for security reasons ñu advise ko ne si kaw moto bi nga ñu jox ko mic bi fu mu wax rek mu delluwaat back to State House.
So a good stage deful dara.
No, after lañ def ni ñu just security time ñu move nit ñi am na ñu génnee si biti sax pour ñu génn si fil bi sax ab tant que ñu nekk si biti sax léegi was too much mënuñoo dugg si biir c'est la président am space président mu insiste mu ne he has to talk to his people mu wàcca mu ñëw mu dugg mu dem toog. One of the best rallies that this country will ever see.
That president
and it has set the stage for the 2026 elections.
How?
Well, the statement.
Given that, because I was going to say the president could have addressed, NPP supporters, mono na watan ak nitam ñi te bàyyi ñeneen ñi because reference was made to certain opposition leaders
but they make also statements in reference to him. So
the
lawyer Dabo, when he came back from his tour, he made statements that the Mansakunda are fooling on. The Mansakunda, he's made very derogatory remarks against the president and his government. What do you want? It's politics. You talk, we respond.
Oh.
That is politics, nothing else. You talk, we respond. We are not soft spots. We are not people who will sit and you just make accusations and we keep quiet. No, why would we do that? We have to respond politically. And that is what we did in that rally. We responded politically. We did not only tell us what we are doing as our policies, we also went on the attack and telling them that, look, you cannot be making statements and we just let you go like that. So nothing was wrong in those statements. Nothing was wrong in those statements uttered by either the president or myself or Dr. Demba Sabali.
What message was drawn from the Sukuta rally by way of this huge crowd that you describe? Is it an indication of what might lie ahead in 2026?
It's not an indication, it's a confirmation of what might lie, not even might, what lies ahead. Remove the might. what lies ahead in 2020, that the president has won the elections already. There is no doubt about that. And like I said, there is no credible opposition in this country.
You saw the welcome crowd that lawyer Dabo had when he just came back from his European tour. Is that why you mobilized the Saturday crowd?
No. In fact,
to show that you also have, you know.
No. This meeting in Sukuta was planned well before Lawyer Dabo even came. It was postponed due to the tragic passing of the president of the NPP, the mobile force. That is why we postponed it after his 40 days. So it's not like that. And like I tell you, Peter, people can deceive themselves, the opposition, but game is over. The game is over even before it started. The game is lost and won. The president has won these elections. Now, if you are a politician that wants to save money and save face, go start planning for 2031. 2026 is in the bag. It's gone.
That's not the impression of some of the people he might face in 2026, though, because they quote polls that show him, you know, consistently trailing others. In one, Esafal was even in front.
Which polls? A credible poll. Give me a credible poll which is Esafal is trading in front, or any other party. All credible polls done in this country by credible institutions like Cyprus and other like Sid Matisse institution have shown
Afrobarometer?
No, not Afrobarometer. Another I can't remember the name of his institution. His outfit has shown the president leading on all these polls in the country. Even international polls done, which I'm privy to, by international organizations, has shown the president is on course for a very, very serious victory. These are credible polls, like using very credible methodologies, robust methodologies.
Okay, we have a first past the post system, meaning you could even win an election with 10%. If you have 10 and nobody matches your 10, you could win. And we have a potentially very large field of candidates. So to become president,
the president will not 10%. Be happy. I wouldn't be happy if we get 10%, or even I won't, no. even 40 wouldn't be happy with 40%. I'm
just building up.
Yes.
But increasingly, a lot of people are beginning to feel that he might not even get to 50. Talk less of this 75, you know, that was bandied about.
One thing I can tell you, I don't want to tell you 75 or 50. What I can tell you is that the president will beat them overwhelmingly.
Yeah, and again,
he'll get a huge mandate, a very strong mandate he will get. That I can guarantee.
And that will be premised on what? His roads?
Not only that. I can name you 8, even 10 things. 1, the peace and stability he has instilled in this country.
Instilled or inherited and helped maintain?
No, he did not inherit peace and stability.
There was no peace and stability before he came to power.
Peace is not the absence of war only. Peace means that the citizens live peacefully and they can go to bed peacefully and they are not terrorized by any government or by their own government. There was a period in this country where the citizens were terrorized.
Okay, that qualifies.
You could speak and say to the wrong person or do the wrong thing or at the wrong place and they pick you up and you disappear. He's brought that peacefulness now that people can go to the radio and say whatever they want to say. Stability and security. Recently, there was a report by a very important international outfit which says that Gambia is the 4th safest country to visit in Africa, behind Mauritius, behind Botswana, and behind, I think, Namibia. The Gambia is the 4th safest country, most secure country to visit. So that peace and stability and that security is there. 2, his investments in education are unmatched, historically, from the onset of this country. 3, his investments in healthcare are unmatched, both the soft and hard component. His investments in road infrastructure is unmatched by any government in the history of this country. His investments in agriculture are unmatched, in water unmatched, in electricity unmatched, in empowering bring women unmatched, in empowering young people unmatched. I've named 9. In promoting and transforming the tourism sector. You could have done
water and electricity as one because...
No, what I'm saying, in making sure that the right policies are there to promote a very favorable investment climate in this country to attract investors. You've seen buildings going up everywhere. Buildings, skyscrapers are coming in this country. I've seen very tall buildings I've never seen in this country before because the environment, the investment climate, people have confidence in this country to invest in this country. His investments in the tourism sector, his investments in transforming and modernizing and professionalizing the public service by creating a public service ministry. particularly women, for the first ever ministry called Gender under President Barrow, focusing on developing women. So his record itself will campaign for him. He doesn't have to campaign. Then there is no opposition.
There is no opposition?
No.
Okay.
When I say opposition,
there is no opposition.
When I say opposition, I mean a credible one that provides an alternative. To say, hey, send driver viral munut moto. Moto munta dem limb ak li mota.
Okay.
Ñi wor moto bi yeb di xaar pour siru pour dawal munuñ moto. Amuñ license. Amuñ license ñu lo ñoo rek munut moto. Wa moto ba ngay dem de. Te ñom ñu ngay rité moto bi nankan ñu ngay munut moto. Moto ba ngay move.
Okay.
So
there's no serious credible opposition.
No. Currently no, unfortunate.